Hey guys, in this video we shall solve another LeetCode problem, valid parentheses. So what's the question? Given a string s containing just the characters, so they have given a string s that contains the characters either curly brackets or flat brackets or square brackets. Determine if the input string is valid. So to determine if the input string is valid, they have given the conditions 1, 2 and 3. So which are the conditions they have told? So open brackets must be closed by the same type of brackets. That means if we start with an open curly bracket, then the string must end with the close bracket of the curly bracket. If we start with the open flap bracket, it must end with a closed flap bracket. Similarly, if we start with an open square bracket, it must and should end with the closed square bracket. So that is the first statement. This is the first statement. So we come to the second one now. Open brackets must be closed in the correct order. So what does it mean? Open brackets must be closed in the correct order. If you observe, we shall take an example. This is open curly bracket, then open flap bracket. After that, close curly bracket and close flap bracket. If you observe, first you open the bracket, then you open the flap bracket as well. Then they are closing the curly bracket. Is it possible? No. So first you must close the flap bracket, then you have to close the curly bracket. So this is not a valid string containing the parentheses. So that is what they have told. Open brackets must be closed in the correct order. If at first we open the curly bracket, then we open the flap bracket, then while closing, we should close the very first bracket inside. That is nothing but flap bracket. Then go to the outside and whichever bracket is there, you close it. So after flap bracket, you have only curly bracket, then close this. If you mention like open, open these two brackets, then you close the curly bracket instead of flap bracket, that's a wrong string. So this is the second condition. Third condition is every closed bracket has a corresponding open bracket of the same time. Same time. Just imagine you start a string with the closed bracket and you go then with any other type of brackets, anything it might be. We'll consider the valid ones. Does it make sense you're starting with the closed bracket? No, right? So these things are correct, open, close, and in the correct order. But you're starting it with the closed bracket. That means it's not a valid string. You open the bracket, you enter something, then you close the same bracket. Later you go with the other brackets. So first inner brackets must be closed, then come to the outer brackets and close that. That is what's seen here, right? You open this bracket, you open the flap bracket. The innermost bracket which you need to close is flap bracket. So first you have to close the flap bracket, then you have to close the outer bracket to that is curly bracket. So these three things should be handled by the problem code. So we shall take an example now. We shall see this example. Given an input string s, it returns true. As you see, it's opening with the curly bracket and then closing with the curly bracket. Yes, it is true because it's opening with the curly bracket. One thing, it's not opening with any closed bracket or any other thing. Then it's closing with the same type of bracket and in the same order. Only one bracket is presented, so in the same order it's been closed. So it's a correct string. So you're returning true. Next, you look into this example. You opening with the curly bracket. Okay, then you're closing the curly bracket. That is fine because only the curly bracket is open and you're closing that. That is absolutely fine. Next, you open the square bracket. So this is done right. You just take it out of the consideration. No? Now you open the square bracket and then they are closing the flap bracket. Of course, it is also fine. You're opening and closing. So even this is also done. You take this out from the consideration. Then open the flap bracket. Then close the flap bracket. Yeah, it's in the same order. Once you first you open, then close it. So even this is also correct. So the entire string is correct. So you write return true. If you observe this example, You're starting with the curly bracket, but after that you're ending it with the square bracket. So both bracket types are not matching, right? You should end up with the same type, that is curly bracket. So this is not a valid string, hence you are returning false. So how do we handle this logic in the code actually? We shall look into that. So the logic of the code we shall see. So at first they told open brackets must be closed by the same type of brackets. And if you observe here, the most suitable method to solve this problem is stack. If you want, I'll explain this how, because we shall take this example. Imagine a stack is there. At first you find the open curly bracket, you pop to the stack, done. Then you find the open flat bracket also, you pop that also to the stack. Sorry, you push into the stack. Very sorry. You push the curly bracket and you push the flat bracket. So once you're done with this, then you have the closed flat bracket. So for this, you have to check the innermost bracket, right? If it is the flat bracket, open flat bracket, then you have to pop the open flat bracket from the stack. So you have to see the top of the stack. Top of the stack is open flat bracket, and the current input is also is closed flat bracket. So these are the same type of brackets, hence they are matching. So you pop the closed open flat bracket out of the stack. So it will be like this is matching done. Then once you pop the open flat bracket, what else will be remaining? Only the open curly bracket. Now open close curly bracket is remaining. Then you check whether top of the stack is containing same type of the bracket with open braces. Yes, it is. It's a curly bracket and it's open bracket, so they are matching. Hence, you pop curly bracket also out of the stack. These two will be matching. So it will be this. So by the end of the iteration, if the stack is empty, then you return, else you return false. For example, when the stack will not be empty, we shall take this example. So you're starting with an open square bracket. So yeah, if there are open brackets, then you push into the stack. If you find any closed square bracket, sorry, if it is an open bracket, then you push into the stack. If it is a closed bracket, then you check whether the stack top is containing the open bracket of the same type. If it is containing open bracket of the same type, then you pop that open bracket from the stack so that this open and closed bracket will be matched. Again, you do the same thing for the further brackets in the string and you check whether the string is empty or not in the end. If the string is empty, that tells that all the brackets has been parenthesis has been matched and hence it's a valid string. Otherwise, the stack won't become empty. I'll show you how now. So you're starting with an open square bracket, right? So it's an open bracket and it's a square bracket. Absolutely fine. You will push into the stack. Then you move further. Now stack top is containing open square bracket and the current pointer is pointing to closed curly bracket. You check whether this closed curly bracket is matching with the stack top. Is it matching the square bracket and the closed curly bracket? No, this is not matching. Hence, you won't be popping this out from the stack. Got it? So, at the end, what you get is stack will not be empty. That's why that means that the parentheses are not matching. Hence, the string is invalid and you return false. Another scenario is you're starting with the close bracket. In this case, you need not to check into stack. You need not to pop anything from the stack or anything because the stack will be empty, right? So if the stack is empty and you are inserting a closed bracket, that means you just need to return false and come out of the loop. You need not to move further because this itself proves that it's a wrong, invalid string. So if the stack is empty and you are inserting a close bracket, that proves that the given string is invalid. You need not to iterate further to check whether other parentheses are correct or not. So we shall implement using the logic first. So for the logic, at first you need a stack, right? So we will define an empty stack for this. You will be having an empty stack. After that, you give the conditions. You give the conditions in the for loop. So you'll start with the for loop, and here in this case we shall use for each loop, so that directly we will compare the characters in the string. So for character PH or C of nothing but string, right? Key given input is string, so it's s dot to character array. We are using a for each loop here. We'll come to the first case. What is that? Let's take an example. Open, close. Yeah, this is an example. And again, open, close. Another, if you want to take an invalid example, this is open and this is close. So this is one case, this is second case, and the third case would be starting with an closing bracket, right? So we need to handle these things. Now we'll start with the first case. So imagine if if we if you have the open brackets, if ch equal to either this open bracket or ch equal to either square open bracket or ch equal to open flat bracket. There's nothing but this case, right? You just need to push this into the stack. So you have to push st dot stack dot push of what? What do we need to push? This character into the stack. This is one condition. Else, if one other condition is closing brackets. So if character equal to square closing bracket or curly closing bracket, then square closing bracket or flat closing bracket. No, we shall not use this case. Just a second. Okay. So if we'll start with the first closing bracket, that is curly. If character equal to curly closing bracket. If this is a curly closing bracket, we'll take another condition, and the stack should not be empty, right? If you want to pop that closing bracket out of the stack, then stack should not be empty. If the stack is empty and you have a closed bracket, that means it's an invalid string. You need not to push or pop anything from the stack. So and stack is not empty. So not empty of st dot empty is empty is empty. Then one more condition. Check. So as I said before, if you find in a closed bracket, the stack should not be empty. One thing to pop that bracket out of the stack and to match with other thing. So stack should not be empty. And other thing is the stack dot top should be pointing to the same type of braces, but it should be open. So st dot peak. The stack top must be open braces of the same type. That is open curly bracket. So this is this case here. You are getting character equal to close curly bracket and the stack is not empty because this will be into the stack, right, at first open braces, and then you check whether the stack this is this what stack top is containing the braces of the same type of the close bracket. If that is true, then you pop this thing out of the stack, means these both things are matching. It means that, right? So you will pop dot pop the braces from the stack. Else if similarly you have to do the closed bracket of this thing, and in that case also stack should not be empty, and also stack dot top, that is peak, must be equal to the open square bracket. Even that case also you pop. The same thing will be there for flower bracket as well. So if none of the cases are true, that means other will be the else part. The else part, if none of these cases are true, that means it's not an open character, or if this is a closed character and stack is not empty. If none of these cases are true, the only case left is this. It's a closed bracket with the stack empty. So that is coming to the else part. In the else part, if the stack is empty and you are having a closed bracket, what does it mean? It's an invalid string because any string it should start with an open braces, then only the closed braces should come, right? So at the beginning, if you get a closed brace, that means it's an invalid string. You just need to return false so that the loop will come out of it. You'll return the false. So all the three cases are handled. At last, you need to return whether st dot is empty. Return stack dot is empty. If it is empty, it will return true, else it will return false. So this return false is for if it starts with the open closed braces. If empty stack starts with a closed brace. And here if it is true, that's a valid braces like open close, or open then again close of the same flap bracket, then close of the curly bracket. This is for the true case. And in this is dot empty stack condition, other false cases, you're starting with an open braces only, but you're ending with some other type. So in that case, or the order may not be same. As you see here, square bracket you start with, then you go with the curly open bracket, but then instead of using closed curly bracket here, you close the square bracket, and this all these cases are handled as in this false. Here return false is only for the stack starting with a closed bracket or close any type of the closed bracket. So now we shall code this. As I said, we have to declare a new stack st equal to new stack, and stack will be of which type? Character. So once the stack is initialized, we just run to the for int I equal to 0, sorry. We'll be learning the for each loop here. So for character ch of which the string, right, s dot to character array. For each character in the string s, compare first which one? Open braces. So if ch equal to open curly braces, or ch equal to open squared braces, or ch equal to open flag braces. What do? You just push the character into the stack. Next condition, else if you go with the close braces. If character equal to closed curly braces, then another condition, and if the stack is not empty. So once you get to know the stack is, sorry, st dot is empty. Okay, stack is not empty and the character equal to the closed braces. You have to check the stack dot top, right? So st dot peak of st dot peak must be equal to what? The same parenthesis but open. Same type of parenthesis but open. So it will be open curly braces. If this is the condition, then you just pop the top element from the stack. So that this will be popped and it indicates both these braces are matched. Another condition would be for close square bracket and open square bracket, and here flag bracket. Sorry, it should be open curly bracket. You check for the open bracket, same type of open bracket in the stack top. If all these are false, then it means the stack is starting with the empty stack is starting with an input of close braces. In that case, you just need to return false. So all the conditions are handled. At first, at last, you need to return st dot is empty. If the stack is empty, it will return true, else it will return false. We will run this. Yeah, stack dot peak. It's giving wrong output. The third case, it's not checking, so there must be something wrong with here. Oh, it should be and condition, not or. All these three conditions must be satisfied. Only then the program would go well. If all the three conditions are satisfied, only then you pop the element from the stack. Yes, it's been passed. We shall run it now. Yeah. Hope you guys have got the problem. If you have any doubts, put in the comment section and please subscribe to the channel. I'll come up with another problem in the next video. Thank you.